Since the beginning of time, man has seen characteristics of himself in all kinds of other creatures. Animals help us define and describe ourselves. We say, she has the heart of a lion, eyes like an eagle, a real bear of a personality. In cultures all over the world, when man looks at one particular creature, he sees his soul, beautiful, fragile, and free. The butterfly as a metaphor for the soul has worked itself into our deepest and oldest beliefs. It has been integrated into the myths and legends of people all over the world, which is probably part of the reason why we still find this small winged insect so fascinating today. Apart from seeing a monarch land in the summer garden, most of us have never had the chance to view the tremendous variety of butterflies that exist in the world, between 15 and 20,000 species. That is, until Victoria Butterfly Gardens opened, giving people the chance to see the maximum number of butterflies in one place at one time. Victoria Butterfly Gardens reconfirms that mandate every day with hundreds of visitors and tour groups. Walking into Butterfly Gardens is like entering the Garden of Eden, a secret oasis sheltered away from the outside world, where exotic plants and animals peacefully coexist. Life is not struggling on the edge of survival here. Instead, it thrives above, below, and around you. The first thing that greets you upon entering the gardens is a warm puff of moist air. You realize this is an entirely different environment, right down to the temperature and humidity. At first, the butterflies themselves may seem to elude you, but as you adjust to the tropical world, you begin to discern many layers of life, and all is not what it seems. Dry twigs come to life. A leaf moves by itself. A Julia is discovered among tropical flowers. An owl butterfly stares down at you with large imitation eyes. And if you're particularly lucky, a blue morpho comes to rest right in front of you. Other butterflies to be discovered at the gardens include the green moss peacock, the postman, and the monarch. All totaled, thousands of butterflies representing 130 species. Some of these species breed naturally in the environment of butterfly gardens, such as this owl butterfly standing guard over her eggs. But many do not, as the plant life in the garden could not support it for long. Thousands of butterflies in their hungry caterpillar stage of life would soon reduce this tropical jungle to mulch. Instead, most species arrive at the gardens in their pupae stage from butterfly farms that span the globe. Butterfly farms select and breed species specifically for indoor atriums like butterfly gardens. Most of these farms are located in developing countries, providing locals with much-needed income. Species are never captured from the wild, but there is a requirement that a portion of the farm butterflies be returned to the wild to perpetuate the species. Pupae arriving at butterfly gardens are in their third and final transition before emerging as butterflies. 2 prior stages of life have already occurred. All butterflies undergo a profound metamorphosis, changing dramatically from one life form to another. Eggs are laid on or near a host plant by the female. When the egg hatches, a tiny caterpillar larva emerges. The shell of its egg is often its first meal, and from there, the larva goes to work feeding on the host plant. This worm-like animal can appear naked, hairy, or spiny. The primary function of the larva is to eat and grow, and it does both constantly. When the caterpillar reaches a certain size, the skin splits and sheds, allowing a bigger caterpillar to emerge. The caterpillar will shed its skin 4 to 6 times in its life cycle. Finally, the caterpillar stops eating and begins to spin a silk pad on the branch of a plant from which it will hang. The skin is molted one last time, and a chrysalis is formed. The chrysalis is also known as the pupa. In many moths and some butterflies, the pupa is enclosed by a silken bag or cocoon. Once inside the chrysalis, the final metamorphosis takes place. The transition from caterpillar to butterfly involves the basic dissolution of one animal and the rebirth of another. In 2 to 3 weeks, the process is complete. A butterfly emerges from the chrysalis, its wings wet and crumpled. Gently, at first, it begins to wave these wings to pump fluid into the veins. In an hour or so, they assume their true shape, and another butterfly is ready to take to the air. As you can observe at butterfly gardens, butterflies have several unique features that set them apart from other insects, primarily their wings. The membrane of the wings is covered by millions of close-ranked scales. These minute shingles give the butterflies their unique color and design. The loose-fitting scales easily detach. It is believed that this function helps a butterfly to escape the web of its natural predator, the spider. The colors of a butterfly's wings come from 2 sources: natural pigment carried on the scales and light refraction. The metallic or iridescent colors we often see are the result of light refracting through the scales, which act like prisms, bouncing back all the colors of the rainbow. Such visual displays help ward off predators and attract mates. Butterflies have been proven to see color as well as ultraviolet and infrared light and have quite sharp vision at close range. This sense of color guides them to their primary food source, the nectar of brightly colored flowers. Mistakes can occur due to butterflies' extreme nearsightedness, but most people don't seem to mind. Butterflies use their antennae for balance, orientation, and smell. The thickened knobs at the end of the antenna distinguish butterflies from nearly all moths. Interestingly, butterflies do not have mouths. Instead, they have what is called a proboscis, a long straw-like structure which they use to probe for nectar in flowers. Many butterflies actually taste with their feet. When they find food, they draw it up through the proboscis into the throat. Usually 1 to 2 centimeters long in butterflies, the proboscis may extend to 30 centimeters in certain moths. While butterflies are the main attraction to the gardens, the surrounding environment is an added feature. Victoria Butterfly Gardens hosts a wide variety of tropical plants. Around every bend in the path is another exotic plant to discover. For those butterfly species who depend on fruit, there are banana, citrus, and papaya plants. Among the many tropical flowers you will see are bromeliads, hibiscus, and spithelium. Among the species providing ground cover are wandering sailor and ivy. At eye level, you will find African shield, pink cattail, caladium, jasmine, Norfolk pine, eucalyptus, fishtail, and sago palms. Overhead, you will see saguaro, passionflower, and bougainvillea. Weaving themselves throughout this tropical jungle are passion vines, anthurium, pentas, and lantana, just to name a few. All of these plants serve to duplicate the natural environments butterflies live in throughout the world. When recreating a natural environment, critical attention is paid to temperature and humidity. Both of these factors influence butterfly behavior dramatically. If the temperature drops by just a few degrees, butterflies go into a resting mode, moving as little as possible to conserve energy. At Butterfly Gardens, temperature and humidity are monitored 24 hours a day by computer, and you will often hear fans or humidifiers turning on throughout the day in response to a computer assessment of changing environmental conditions. By now, it has probably become clear that there is much more to Victoria Butterfly Gardens than first meets the eye. Under a thin glass canopy, an entirely different world from the one we inhabit lives and breathes. The beauty of it is that we can enter this world and gain an insight of the many different layers of life that pulse around us. People enjoy coming back to discover the complex web of mutual support that holds plants, animals, and insects together. They also enjoy coming back to discover new butterflies. Repeat visitors often find that sitting in one spot is the best way to see a wide variety of species, letting the butterflies come to them. Serviced by public transit and tour buses, Victoria Butterfly Gardens is located minutes north of Victoria at the corner of West Saanich Road and Keating Cross Road on the way to the Bouchard Gardens. It is fully wheelchair accessible and fully accommodating to repeat visitors. Come and discover Victoria Butterfly Gardens over and over again. Come feel the magic in the air.